Is it playing? I'll put my into the microphone to see if it's playing.
You got the headphones right there. It's playing.
Yo, all right. Welcome to He's the Pass Out the Rapper podcast.
Sir.
This is Ty Van, aka Teddy Crucifix, aka your pastor favorite. Nah, you actually kind of under the music.
Really?
Slightly.
Oh man, hold on. Let me buck this thing up.
All right, so as y'all see, we working it out. We in the new setup right now.
We hiring a producer. Y'all want to produce for us?
Hey, you in the Central Florida area? You feel me? Because this new setup, we working the kinks out right now. I'm about to take the headphones off, and we gonna get the rolling.
Yeah.
So,
What's going on, y'all?
we don't have no topics,
We also don't have any headphones.
and we just finna.
I have headphones, or you have headphones. I don't have headphones.
That's why I'm not putting them on. I want to be fair.
I got headphone extenders at the crib, but I didn't put them on.
It's all good. Equal opportunity, man. We all about equity over here.
Yes, sir.
So,
wait. Okay.
Equity.
So. Yeah, I got you. Have you ever seen that that meme? I used to post it all the time where it talked about justice, like the difference between justice, equity, equality, and fairness or whatever.
you talk about with the books or something like that?
Nah, it's like, yeah, like they're looking at a football game or a baseball game or something like that.
Correct.
What do you think of that meme?
Wait. So it's justice, equity, and then what was it?
I don't know. Equality.
Equity, equality is synonymous.
No, they're two different things. Yeah, equity is. I mean, yeah, they're two different things.
Explain.
So equality is supposed to be like, yo, everybody like, I don't know right now, to be honest.
So this is going
They are
bad.
two different things though. Hold on, let me get my phone because usually when we're at our house, we're at my house, there's two computers sitting in front of me. So I'll ask Ty a question and then I'll Google an answer while he's talking and then I'll read off part of the answer.
So just to let y'all know, he has Google to help him. I was going off the top. I was keeping it 100
But
with
let's
y'all.
be real. When we first started this podcast, I told you, set up your computer. He did it one time, y'all. That was it.
And I didn't use it, so I didn't feel the need. So
He should have been using it.
every answer and response y'all was getting from your boy, it was off the top. This man was using Google and Ask Jeeves. You remember Ask?
First of all, that is an exaggeration.
You remember Ask Jeeves?
I do remember Ask Jeeves. I wasn't using it for everything.
Nah, all right. Y'all know I was capping.
But-
Not for everything, but
For a lot of stuff. So,
I was off the top with it. You feel me?
equity. I feel like I know the difference, but let's ask Google what it is. So here's the graphic right here.
And that's what I saw.
And I guess I'll insert it right here.
Okay.
In the
We got to do
video?
our pause.
yeah.
Insert right here.
Yeah, so equity means giving someone, or equality means giving everyone the same like thing, right? It's treating everyone the same. But equity means like you're looking for everyone to have the same outcome, right? So like in this particular graphic, one person doesn't even need a box, right, to stand on. Another person needs one box because he's an older kid, and then it's a little kid. Why you would have a little kid hanging outside of a fence of a baseball game, I do not know. And where you would get two boxes from, I also don't know. But you give the little
crate
kid
challenge.
two boxes because he's at less of an advantage as the other two based off their height. So it's more about like equaling the outcome, which a lot of people are against. A lot of people are for equal opportunity and not equal outcome.
That makes sense. I just want y'all to know when y'all see this meme that by the time post-production, I'm pretty sure it'll still be here. That meme was the first one to do the crate challenge successfully.
And that meme is old too.
They're definitely doing the crate
I
challenge.
never thought about it like that.
Oh, how they were the first ones to do it.
I never thought about that at all.
That was the first thing I saw when you brought it up.
Yeah. I wonder if we need background music for this episode.
Yes, we need it for every episode.
All right.
Hey, man. So if y'all watching I don't know what episode we in, 2021?
21? 21?
Hey, I think we about to call it. I know we done said it about 2 times, but we started this podcast for a reason. I think.
First of all, we've been asking y'all for subjects and topics for months, and we only got like 3.
Maybe 5.
5? Okay.
Maybe 5. I'll give it 5. I've seen a few. Oh, you got to put the headphones on? Okay.
Oh, that music kind of loud.
Sorry. Is it?
Right now.
You want to turn it down, son? Hey, while we 5 minutes in, Is there?
How do we get to 5 minutes so quickly on all of these episodes?
But that's the good thing. That's what. All right. So what I'm trying to propose is, for the people that's been following, like this whole podcast was supposed to be just a conversation. I feel like when we started the podcast, don't get me wrong, we had to make it a show, so we had to have some kind of structure. I don't know if you guys have caught that structure, but if you did, kudos for you. What I'm trying to get to is, I think going forward, we just need to have conversations, bro.
I disagree, but
all right,
that is a part of our conversation.
But tell why you disagree.
I disagree because so people listen to conversations because of the personalities, not because of either the personalities or the ideologies. So our ideologies are very similar. We have very similar ways of looking at life. We have very similar ways of looking at situations. So we don't have like differing ideologies that would stand out to people. And we're also not famous or anything like that, or highly like, I mean, I think we're successful in our own right, but we're not like Diddy or like Donnie McClurkin.
I guess
that was a wild
polar
example.
opposites.
But
Polar opposites.
But my whole thing is like, why would people just want to hear us talk about just anything?
Well, it's not anything. It's still putting a Christian perspective on things. So, think about our conversations with the cameras being off. We'll talk about relative things going on in our lives, but we always seem to go back to Christ because that's a big part of our lives. So it's not like we're just going to be talking about anything because, like you say, our fruit shows that we're men of God. So it's like people are just going to hear our perspective on things.
Well, if y'all want to hear a podcast about nothing, let us know.
And we'll change the podcast name. It will literally be called No, bro.
There's already a podcast called.
Hey, guys. I was about to say that. My mom is calling right now. I'm
going
to show you how real this podcast is. I ain't going to pick up. I hope nothing's wrong, though. If
you
she
should probably pick up.
No, if she called back another time, I ain't going to pick up. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well.
And I may have to leave for a brief second. I ain't going to lie to you.
Right here, I just looked down at your shoes, and I don't think I've ever seen you wear those before. Are those new?
No, I've had these for like 2 years.
Okay. So
Matter of fact, the first time I wore these shoes, we had a show, Crew for Jesus. We had a show in New Smyrna at the Brandon Center.
Oh, and I was there, right?
That was the first time I wore these shoes.
Wow, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was almost 3 years
Almost
ago.
3, yeah.
Golly.
So that's how long I've had these shoes.
Shout out to the Brandon Center? I don't know. Nah, shout out to Atlantic Coast Church that put on that event.
Yeah, man.
Pastor Jerry, he's dope.
Let me tell y'all something. All right, so performing as artists, you perform in front of some different crowds. That crowd that night, how can I say this? They didn't show their enthusiasm. All right, people express how they're feeling in different ways. So for the most part, if you go to a rap concert, people are going to be all, hey, singing the lyrics. These set of people in the audience that day.
Go ahead and say what kind of people they are.
Our lighter side, our lighter brothers and sisters, and a little older. We knew they enjoyed it afterwards because they came to us with it was amazing. And I'm not just exaggerating.
For real. When you come off, they definitely. Oh my gosh, that was so great.
Exactly.
After them, they just stood still for.
But for a 10-minute set, this all you got.
Yeah.
That's awkward,
and
bro.
There's always 2 people in the crowd who are like, I'm down.
So it was extremely when we walked off the stage, me and my homies, we were talking bro, we bombed. After that was one of our first times going to an audience like that, and we felt crazy. But as Byron said, after when the whole show was done, they came up to us.
Hey, in all fairness, they do me the same way when I preach there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know. Okay.
I don't get no amens or nothing, bro. It just be
you got to push.
Every once in a while, they might hit you with the.
You got a crowd full of me's. That's.
Nah, Ty, when you preach, he be like this.
I don't do. There's nothing.
He just be staring But I'm thinking myself, did I say something that was unbiblical? Because this dude's looking at me like this is blasphemy and just all kind of fake theology.
Yeah, I'm different. On the podcast, I'm very lively, but when I'm in service, I make. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Ty ain't the person to look to when you preach it. Especially if you think you hit a point, if you're like, oh, I hit one. Don't look his way. You could be like, oh, no, I didn't.
But to be fair, I don't know if you guys, because I think Byron put it in one of the episodes. I did a freestyle in Byron's home, and he recorded it. Phil, to me, I'm thinking I'm spitting like some rough bars. Byron just straight face recording me.
Bro, I was recording. Like, I can't be like,
Okay.
oh, that was on the chain.
I ain't saying you got to go crazy, but I'm saying, bro, my homies they were with me when I recorded it. They were with me when I wrote it. When we record, their facial expressions it's like proud. You feel me? So I'm looking for that where Byron's recording me.
Hey, he capping right
No,
now.
I'm not. I'm so
capping. Let me tell you. So I edited the video and everything. I'm out here shouting, bro. I'm like, dang, bro. I'm doing all of that while I'm editing the video. While I'm recording it, my job is to record. And if y'all seen this freestyle, which we're gonna drop right here, it took us like an hour and a half to record it, son.
Because of me. I was in my head. And
like twice I forgot to hit record.
But we did like we literally did like 14 takes. All right, so I'm about to say it was like 14, 17 takes. And the take we used was the first one.
First take?
We went through all those takes and we went back for the first take. But so what's been going on?
Let me just say though, we had done one where he rapped it flawlessly. I had some fire
so dope angles.
Angles. I go back to look at that joint and I did not hit record, bro. I was so upset with myself.
That happens, man.
That happens. Yeah. So what have I been up to? I just came from a conference. I spent the week in Louisville, Kentucky, and I kind of enjoyed myself. It was pretty cool. The Lord working on my heart, doing a lot of stuff, and had some time to pray about a lot. And man, you would be like surprised with just like 3 or 4 days sitting in a hotel by yourself, like what that does for your soul. Like it was amazing, bro. Like not having to answer a whole lot of questions and, deal with a whole lot of just like normal stuff that I love. I do love those things. I just needed that reset time. So it was a conference for pastors. We are part of a network called Harbor Network. And it's just a group of churches throughout the U.S. that cares deeply about the spiritual development of pastors and their wives and their churches. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a lot going on. Homecoming was last week or 2 weeks ago now, I guess.
Yeah.
Bike week was last week.
Correct.
So, yeah, it's a lot going on in Daytona and a lot going on with identity.
And we want to, before I say what I'm about to say, we want to apologize, y'all, for not having an episode last week and not being as active on social media. We just dropped the ball. Ain't no excuse. Ain't no excuse.
No excuse.
We just dropped the ball. So I ain't going to sit here.
I will say life is getting busier.
It is. Yeah.
And things have been crazy for both of us.
It has, but again, there's no excuse. So I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole of that, but we dropped the ball. But so the week before last was a regular week to me. I attended Cookman for a week, but I didn't graduate or anything like that. So, I'm tripping. I had Flavor Fest.
Wait. You said you attended Cookman for a week, but you didn't graduate?
I graduated college, but not Cookman.
But that sentence just sounded wild. Like, I attended Cookman for a week, as if the week that you attended should have been enough for you to graduate, but you didn't.
I mean, so maybe there's no need to saying that, but I'm saying because Cookman had homecoming 2 weeks ago, and I mean, I've celebrated Cookman's homecoming just on the strength of it's in my hometown, so it's like I've been celebrating for years.
Wait, hold on. So you were only at Cookman for a week?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was only a week.
What happened?
I ain't gonna say it on camera. It was something. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. You feel me? I just wasn't ready for it.
I dig it.
That's it. But yeah, so Flavor Fest, a fellow brother that we've interviewed twice, he was there. He did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Lamar Riddick. Shout out to Portia Love, and she showed a lot of love. That's a very genuine human being.
If you have love in your name, you should probably show a lot of love.
Yeah, I don't know if that's her real name or not, but she, like, just to put things into context, she chopped it up for me. She chopped it up with me backstage for an hour. Like, straight up, like, I appreciate stuff like that. Zanti, he chopped it up for me and my homies for like 15 minutes. Oh man, there was a group we met. I think Bridgewater. If I started your name, I apologize. But we met a sister there. Like she's gonna come up. But man, I don't know. All right, so let me tell y'all this story. When me and crew, we walked back there, right? It was the artist, that were performing at Flavor Fest. I don't want to go into it, but we walked back there. We just felt like a spirit of like, I guess, competition, which is not a bad thing. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
It was a spirit of competition, which is not a bad thing, but it was like, it wasn't like in a camaraderie type way. So everybody was like in their own distinctive circles. So we sat down at a table, and I ain't like it. Like, it felt weird. So we prayed. I don't know if I should even say that. I ain't trying to make it seem like we holy now, but we prayed. And we prayed. It was like, let's get up here and start mingling with people. We started mingling with people, and there was some people that we walked up to. Bro, there's a voicemail I wish I could play. Somebody actually reached out to us, was like, they weren't there, but one of the sisters we reached out to there at Flavor Fest, she told her like her homie, he a DJ. He sent us a voicemail of like, it was a voice memo on Instagram for like 2 minutes. He was like, she was going through it that day. Nobody talked to her, and us just walking up to her and just making sure she was all right. Yeah. And they messed her setup really bad. Like, her song was skipping. So she was like, beforehand she was going through it. During the show she was going through it. She just wanted to cry and leave. Yeah. But us just, beforehand talking to her and afterwards encouraging her. She was like, nobody did that there. And she was like, everybody was acting, I'm trying not to, I have to be cautious of the words.
No. I think we should be real.
Okay. It was a lot of people being uppity. You feel me? Like that. And I guess that's okay for celebrities if that's outside of, the faith. But for people that's in the faith, like, don't get me wrong. I understand when you go on stage, you are supposed to put on the show, but it's still ministry on and off the stage. And a lot of people weren't doing that, just to be real. So it's like, for us to go up to her and the young lady we met, her name is Christina. I want to say it's Bridgewater or Flowwater. She was like rocking with us because we prayed for her because her husband performs with her. We didn't know all this stuff, and she was there by herself. She was about to walk out too. Again, nobody's talking to her, so she just in the corner, like going through it. You feel me? We walked up to her, us doing that, and she was like, she was really nervous, so we prayed for her. After that, that lady followed us around the entire night. We got her because she really became my sister that night.
Crew got a fourth member.
But I was saying all that to say though, it was just weird. Like when we walked back there, we ain't like that, but we met a lot of cool people. Some people.
Is that like the challenge? Like, I mean, we talk about Christian hip hop a lot, but that just seems to be like a challenge with Christian hip hop. Is like, yo, it's ministry, it's artistry, it's a business,
correct?
Right? And balancing all three are tough because if you are just a regular rapper, your faith isn't an implication of how you. Like, nobody's gonna judge you off of what you believe when you go to a club in Miami.
Correct.
They just
it's strictly off the talent.
He's just talented, right? But anytime you go to a Christian event or you're a Christian artist at an event, people gonna look at you like, yo, how can you move like that? How can you talk like that or not talk at all? And like, do you think that makes it more challenging? In what you're trying to do?
Like more challenging for the artist?
For the artist, yeah.
I think it depends on where your heart is. Because again, bro, I mean, granted, I haven't had, me and the homies I rap with, we haven't had like tremendous success as other artists, but we have had successes. And we've talked about this on other podcasts. We are big on being like human and down to earth and humble. And
do you think that would change if you had that success? Like, let's be real, like y'all had a show, but the last show y'all have had has been months and months ago, right?
Right.
So like, what if you're one of these bigger artists who you just did like 5 shows last week? You got 3 more coming up after this. Like, isn't it easier to say that now because you don't have as much going on? But if you were being booked all the time and you're doing all these things, like, don't you think it would be a little bit more difficult to deal with that?
I honestly think it depends on your heart. And it depends on the people you're around. My standard, first off, is Christ. Let me on the spiritual. That's my standard. But below that, Eric Thomas, the guy I've told y'all I listen to. This man has millions of followers. Before COVID, he was constantly on the road, and I listen to his podcast constantly. When people meet him, they think it's a facade at first, like based off what they hear. Like if he's in the airport and thousands of people are mauling him for autographs and stuff, he will miss flights to make sure he looks everyone in the eye.
Have you experienced that, though? Or have you just heard stories about it?
I haven't experienced it with Eric Thomas. No,
Okay.
no, I've never met Eric Thomas. But what I'm saying is, all right. So when Toby is he's an artist. He was kind of signed to ETA. He does his own thing now, but he came up on Eric Thomas. He said when he reached out to Eric Thomas, he was like, "Yo, if you're ever in Texas, hit me up. I know a school you could go talk to, whatever this, that, and third, and I'll show you around town." When Eric Thomas really went to Texas, he hit Toby up. Wherever Toby told him to sleep at, I think it was like one of his homies' houses or something like that. Cuz slept there, and he's on the come up at this time. You feel me? And he was like, I think he said he went to the bathroom or something like that. Cuz really woke up at 3 a.m. to go pray.
Yeah.
That threw him off. He was like, oh, he really do this. Like, this ain't also like he just talking just to, say that it sounds good on social media. No, he really woke up at 3 to pray. The school that he went to, they had a green room for him. Cuz they even go to the green room. What was he doing? He was out before the show. He was out there setting up, making sure all the chairs are straight. When kids were walking in, he's at the door greeting everyone.
Okay. So let me say this though. So that's ET before all of the before people know him. Like, what do you think? Like, I won't say what do you think, because you could think anything, right? But
Correct.
like, my whole thing is like, a lot of these guys were humble or are humble before their lives get busy with, having to do shows and, signing autographs and all those things. Like, and then, we follow these guys on Twitter. So a lot of them say like, we're real people too. And, respect our privacy and all that type of stuff. Like, all I'm saying is like, don't you think that has a stronger chance of changing once your success grows?
It depends on your circle, bro.
Okay.
Only reason I'm saying, bro, I've never met J. Cole. I was 10 minutes away from meeting him. Let me say this. So it was the concert, the KLD tour. Me and my homegirl went to go see J. Cole. We knew where his tour bus was at. After the concert, I think he got over at 11:30. We went to stand by the tour bus. We were out there till 12:30. I had to go to work. We left at 12:30. We got on the highway like 12:50. I look on Instagram. Everybody that was standing out there, he came out. Yeah. He signed everyone's autographs.
I have heard that Cole is like that. It's probably because he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
But what I'm saying is that he has a lot of success. I look up to him too. And now, granted, are there going to be some times where he's not going to be able to talk? Like, I understand it, but there's a way you go about doing it. It's like you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if you walk into somebody and it's like you meet them and you get to like, hey, I'm like, keep it moving, you're gonna feel some type of way. But if you like, hey, I'm really busy right now, I wish I could sign everybody's autograph, but I really gotta go. You're gonna take that a little different. Like, all right, not everyone. Some people may take offense to that, but I understand you're human. So it's like, it's the way, it's the approach and how you go about doing it.
I saw, actually, Kenyatta was telling me about something she saw on Twitter a couple of days ago. It kind of relates to this. There's an actress, I cannot think of her name right now, but she plays on Insecure. Nigerian actress. Oh man, it's gonna.
I think you said Issa Rae.
No, not Issa. I know Issa Rae, but I cannot think of this young lady's name. But she's a Christian and Nigerian American actress, and she's gotten a lot of success from Insecure. But she's also a comedian, and she was at.
Oh, the girl with the bald head.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. I don't know exactly.
So she was at this show apparently, and there was this other comedian who was on before her, and after she was getting on stage, she was running into this young lady, and she asked her for an autograph. And when she asked her for an autograph, the girl said no, right? So then, not only does she say no, but she includes the girl who asked for an autograph in her set and was kind of like joking on her for asking for an autograph. So the girl just put it on Twitter and was like, yo, I looked up to this particular comedian because she's Christian, she's a woman, she's Nigerian American, but she was rude. Like, why, how's she gonna be like that with those type of values? And a friend of ours is friends with the comedian that was rude, the one from Insecure. I hate to even say that because I wasn't there, but and she was just kind of defended her, but it hit me at that moment. It's like, yo, you have one chance. Like, with every person you meet, you usually only have one chance to make a good impression. And like, it's never worth throwing away a good impression, for you to protect your privacy for this one moment. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if like somebody coming for you and they might actually hurt you. It's another thing if like somebody's just asking you a question, like you could be nice for that second. And it's like that Spider-Man quote, man, with great power comes
Great
great responsibility.
responsibility. Yep.
You know, like you just got to deal with that. So,
Hey man, so I agree with everything that you said. So with that being said, there were some brothers and sisters, brothers really, that like I said, I got a totally different vibe. I didn't get that.
Yvonne Orgy is her name. Yvonne Orgy.
Okay, bet. Shout out to you. But I was hurt, but at the same time, I know these people are human. They're fallible to it. That doesn't excuse them. Me growing in the faith, all I can do is pray that I'm maturing in the faith, as me and Byron say. So it's like, I just pray that to someone that's not at that the I don't want to say level. I ain't trying to compare faiths, but I just pray that if they're acting like that to other people, I don't want that to mess them up. Like, I don't know, like us as Christians, man, let's try to be. I don't care what your status is, and like Byron said, I don't know. Maybe I would change. I pray I don't, but I don't know what situations may happen. I pray Byron is still one of those people in my close circle, and he could call me out. Like, bro, I saw a tweet. Somebody was like, "Say you acting like a jerk. What are you doing?" And of course, he could do me like that. Not y'all. Don't be. But Byron can hit me up, be like, "Bro, I just saw an Instagram post. Somebody was talking bad about you, said, you was being rude. Like, you need to chill, bro."
That's part of the reason why, like, and we talked about this in the success episode. Like, this is part of the reason why the thought of like becoming big, like to where there are people who know you that are outside of your normal realm of connection, that's scary.
It is.
It is scary to me because like I took 2 flights last week. You know this. I hate flying. I have anxiety around flying. And I just think like if somebody would have walked up to me in the airport and be like, "Yo, you the dude from the Pastor Rubber podcast. Like, can we see, blah, blah, blah." I don't know how I would have responded. Like, I assume I would have been like hyped because somebody actually knew me. But at the same time, like if I was in the middle of like trying to calm myself and praying and all of that, and I get interrupted from doing that because somebody wants to say hello, I just don't know how I would respond. Like I assume that I would respond with grace because, that's just kind of how I have always thought to do it. But I just feel like it must be different when you get to that level. Like it has to be for so many people to like make that shift. Because even I know pastors who are like that, who like, man, they are in this place where they have a lot of influence, and at one time they didn't. And now they treat people like they have a lot of influence. Like even other pastors, like there are some pastors who I've texted and be like, "Yo, ain't talked to you in a while. Like, let's get lunch." And they'll be like, "Yeah, call my assistant and she'll set something up." And I'm like, "But I'm texting you. Like, I have your number. Like I understand having an assistant that like figures out your schedule, but like, how big are you that you need an assistant to negotiate a lunch that we're already talking about?"
That's weird to me.
It's
but I
super
leave that
weird,
alone.
but,
I don't know. Like even with you saying that, what was brought to my remembrance, you remember when Jesus, he found out that John, his cousin, died.
Yeah.
He was grieving. And after all of that grieving, now granted, it could have been some time, but the way you read it in the scriptures, he was grieving. And he had a whole bunch of people that was still out there wanting the word, and he had to. That's what he broke bread and the fish.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not saying, again, we're human, but in that form, that was God in human form, at least what we believe. And he was grieving, and he was still serving. And it's like, you figure out what serving is to you, but it's like, if you're at an event and it's a show, you're still serving. So if you now maybe you're acting like that because we're the artists, and you may act like different towards the fans because some of these people.
That's a good point, because maybe they didn't think other artists were also fans.
And that could be true because some of these people, I was shocked. I ain't gonna say no names. I've seen videos of them standing out in the rain, making sure that they took pictures with all their fans. That's why I was shocked that they were acting like that towards me and my homies.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the case is. Like I said, I was a little hurt, but I'm not going to like stop this. I wanted to. I ain't going to lie at that moment. It's like, man, I listen to your music no more. You fake. But it's like, man, I don't know what this man or sister is going through.
Right.
So again, it doesn't justify it, but people are human, and all you can do is pray for them and pray that God continues to work on their heart. And I pray if any of you have had any experiences like that with, celebrities, but especially men and women of God, pray for them. Don't your pride kind of you take a
Pride
little,
is a devil.
you take a little a hit to your pride, and you be like, man, I ain't listen to them no more. It's like that's still your brother and sister in Christ, but just pray for them.
I agree.
What time?
I agree, man. What's so overall? How did you feel about the experience at Flavor Fest? Like if you had to summarize it,
it was a educational experience. I learned a lot. I didn't network as much as I wanted to. There was a reason for that, and truth be told, it's a prideful reason. But I didn't network. Bro, we keep it 100 with y'all. So it was a prideful reason. Not also like I'm better than y'all, but I'm trying to. I just feel like it would have been pointless for me to network in the situation that I'm in right now. So
I got you.
Yeah, so I didn't network as much as I wanted, but I was still like nice to everyone. Overall, it was a great experience. I got into an accident. And my whole girl got into two. She was in one with me, and she went back home and was in a worse accident. So
what they say, the devil's busy.
Man,
Amber got a little cold when he got back.
Yeah, the following week. So it's like, man, the week after Flavor Fest was probably the roughest week I had this year, honestly. But again, we're human.
But he's still here.
Man, this man really he took off running.
We needed a TikTok clip. That was it.
For people that's going through stuff in life, man, everybody handles things differently. Just continue to rely on Christ.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna kind of end it off with this. I know my pastor this week, which is Byron, he's encouraging us to just spend time with God, whatever is realistic for you, like quiet time, not just you at work. Let me pray, like some intentional and deliberate, like I'm going to take the first 5 minutes of my day and just sit with God, not pray, not read scriptures, just listen. You may not even hear anything, but just sit there and do that all week. So I know I'm going to try to take advantage of that this week because last week was rough.
Yeah, that's good. I encourage everybody to sit with God. The way we kind of define prayer is communing and communicating. And a lot of times we're good at the communicating, or at least we think we're good at the communicating, but we're not really good at just sitting and communing. And I mean, let's be honest, a lot of us aren't good with sitting with anybody. Like and just like existing with people. But a lot of times we run from just sitting with God. So man, it's cool that you'll get an opportunity to do that. You've already been doing it, but
I need to be more.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you never get enough of it. So we'd encourage y'all to do that same thing. Find a space where you can commune with God, because one thing we can say is, God will never be that person that is filled with pride, or he'll never be that person who'll brush you off. He'll never be that person who will make you feel lesser than as you approach him. God is always going to allow for you to enter into his presence and be filled with his grace and his love. So pursue that presence.
I know you can't hit me. He would have hit the button. He would have hit the button right now. He's about to hit it. So hold on. Let me make sure it's playing.
It's playing.
It is. Okay, bet. All right, this is another episode of He's the Pastor, I'm the Rapper podcast.
Yes, sir.
If y'all got this far, we want to thank y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a comment, subscribe, share this video. If you're listening in podcast land on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. It helps people organically find us. So thank you. Again, you can find me on all social media platforms. Follow I Am Ty Van on everything. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm gonna dish it over to Byron.
Yeah, you can follow me. Hey, first of all, shout out to everybody who has actually followed.
Yeah,
and everybody who's followed Identity as well, because I see you. I'm like, man, who are these random people following Identity? And a lot of times, y'all, you know, the people who they also follow is Rapper Pastor Pod
Yep.
and me and Ty. So thank y'all for following. If you want to continue to follow, Identity Daytona is our handle. Also check out some of the content that's coming out for Identity Daytona. Ty and I work a lot together on that as well. And we're going to be putting a lot of new stuff out as we are looking to replant our church here in Daytona Beach. I don't have anything else. God bless y'all. I love y'all. We out. If I can